Hi, I'm Donnie Saucier. I'm with Tint World here in Gulfport, Mississippi. We've been open for approximately 4 weeks now. We came across the Tint World franchise after looking into several different franchise opportunities. We vetted several, narrowed it down to a few, and then ultimately decided on Tint World. We chose to go forward with the Tint World franchise based off of our vetting process. During that process, we learned the excellent marketing plan. Met and spoke with the CEO, Charles Bonfiglio. We're highly impressed with him. Spoke with other franchise owners that had been in the business for several years, and the proven success stories and the business plan in place and the corporate support all had a lot to do with the reason why we chose to open a Tint World franchise. So after deciding to go with Tint World, actually during the vetting process, we went down to Boca Raton, Florida to corporate headquarters for a discovery day. During that time, we went to several Tint World locations in the southern Florida area and got to meet with the members of the corporate staff, including Charles Bonfiglio, the CEO, Anthony Foley is franchise development. We went down to Boca Raton, Florida for the training. Myself, my brother and co-owner Steve, and our general manager Falcone. It was a 3-week-long training process where we learned everything to do with store operations, financing, marketing, and product information. The training enabled us to come back to Gulfport, Mississippi, and open our store. So once we were done with training, we came back to Gulfport, Mississippi, and began the build-out process of our store. That was about a month-long process. It was a lot of work, but we got it done. During that time, we had support from corporate as to the branding standards of the stores and the layout of the stores. Once that was done, we began the pre-opening process, started doing some marketing with support from the marketing team in corporate. From that point, we did a soft opening where we opened our doors for business. Everything was ready to go. We opened our doors for business and began to operate. That went on for about 4 weeks leading up to today, which is the grand opening day. Friday, we had a ceremonial ribbon cutting, which we had members from the community, including the Gulf Coast Chamber of Commerce. Oh, and by the way, we had some dignitaries here for the ribbon cutting. So far since opening, running the business has been good. It has exceeded our expectations as of this point. I'm not gonna lie, there've been challenges. We've had some hiccups, but that's with the opening of any new business. What's been great for us is when we encounter those hiccups, we have the support of Tint World Corporate, and our operations manager from corporate, John Marsh, is there for us, Johnny on the spot, to help us out with anything we need and to help us get over the newly opened hurdles. As with any major purchase, if you're interested in buying a Tint World, I would definitely vet the process, and I can tell you from first-hand experience that it would be a good purchase. It is a very dynamic business. It's ever evolving, and so keeping yourself informed on new products and what will be in store for you in the future would be some good advice, I think.
Hi, I'm Steve Saucier, co-owner along with Donnie Saucier of Tint World Store 64 in Gulfport, Mississippi. I've been in business here since January 25th. That's when we officially started. The initial process with beginning the Tint World franchise for us was finding a good location. We had a few different cities in mind. We narrowed it down to Gulfport along with a couple others, and we determined this was our most ideal location. The startup investment with Tint World versus other franchises was again one of the things that attracted us most to this investment, because compared to other bigger name franchises, you're going to pay for it. This is, I don't want to say we started with Tint World on the ground floor, but we're definitely in the early part of it. So it's kind of a, we're taking a leap, but I think there's now over 50 franchises across the country, so they're definitely well grounded. One of the reasons why we chose this location is the proximity to the Air Force Base in Biloxi. we have a lot of clientele that comes from military side of life, and they tend to have nicer cars and like to put money in their cars, and we like to provide the aftermarket products for them. So that's definitely a big chunk of our clientele. The other just is, I mean, it's soccer moms. That's one of the reasons why we chose this business. It goes across the entire spectrum.